All right, now we will knit the second one. Okay, so this looks pretty good. It's not the deep V that we should probably have made, but you get the idea behind it, where we have a little bit of a design element. So now we're going to repeat the process without all of the volleys, and then we'll come back. So make another one, try and make it the same, but we're going to sew as you go, unless you don't want to. If you're too scared to sew as you go, then just make another one and we'll sew them together after. But for the purpose of this video, I'm doing a sew as you go. All right, I've loaded up my waste yarn, and I'm on my normal yarn, tension 6, knitting plain, hanging on to this little yarn tail, resetting my row counter to all zeros, and we're going to knit our first row. Your tension should have been at 7. It's not a big deal on this one, but you will want your tension at 7. Cutting the yarn, repeating the same process we had before, except we're actually going to steal some of this yarn because we really don't need this many yarn tails. So we are going to leave enough for seaming. So a handful. So let's make sure we don't cut our waste yarn. Okay, so a generous hand so that I can work in those yarn tails. Generous handful, yarn tail. Want to make sure that we're only cutting the long ones. Generous hand, yarn tail, generous, yarn tail, generous, yarn tails. All right, we have those yarn tails. And to part, same free passes before, resetting to 0. Before we do all of this yarn tail work, taking another deep breath, securing yarn 1, and yarn 0. Okay, we now need to start sew as you go. We're on this side of the bed. So this was that side. This is this side. So those should be together. So we're going to continue our pattern. So this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this makes this one 5. So that would make this one 6. Okay. So we're actually lost the stitch. I didn't hang on to it. That's one of the downfalls to this. Okay, so this stitch will be hung on here just before we finish. We're just going to wait. Now we know that these two, well, no, this end one is, we'll make it work. So that is stitch 6. We're going to bring these all forward. Okay, so that one is stitch 6. This is stitch 5. So stitch 5, 6, and the end one can all be clipped together. This white one goes over 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to clip it over here, and it's going to share this clip with the next brown one, which just goes over the one, and then there's a white one that connects with it. So these 3 will all share the same clip. One, 2, and 3. Okay, dropping them down. So brown and white. Going to share the same clip. Darn it. Okay, shucks. Okay, so brown goes on 1, white goes on 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Drops them down. Brown and white. Sharing a clip. Brown goes on 1, white locks it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Drops it down. Grabbing another binder clip. Same maneuver. White and brown share. Brown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now my claw weight's kind of in the way, so we're just going to clip these over here. Clipped. Brown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. White. Okay, brown and white. All right. Brown, white over 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, here's the last ones. Brown and white. Okay, so we are doing a knit. Well, we need to make sure that this one is hanging on that one. Or does it hang before it? I'm going to take a risk and I'm going to hang it onto it. Now this one's not going to knit off properly because that's behind the latch. Okay, so just hang on there. So that goes behind. Stop it. This one goes behind the latch. And this one locks it on. Of course, it went behind the latch. Okay, I just need this to hold. Okay. We'll get it going here right away. Every second row is when we hang the sew as you go. So I don't have to think about it as bad, but I still have to think about it. Carriage in intarsia, tension 7. This is row 2. I'm going to go slow. Now watch what's going on. Okay, unlike last time, we have it a lot easier. Now we're going to work our way backwards. I am just going to hang this over here so there's no weight on it. It will all work out in the wash, trust me. I know you have a lot of faith in me right now. Okay. So this white one less, 2 more, 1 less, 2 more, 1 less, oops, that's 2, 1 less, 2 more, okay, this one got tangled up. We're just going to free it up. This was my fault. We're not freeing it from both of them, we're just freeing it from the one. 1 less, 2 more, One less. Two more. One less. Two more. I tangled at this one as well. One less. Two more. One less. Two more. One less. Two more. This one doesn't need to be tangled into that one. One's less. This one is two more. All right. Everybody's down. Deep breath. This is row 3. Hanging on, not for dear life. Okay, everybody knit off like they should. Now we take this sew as you go. Now we need to hang the next long bar. Make sure that nothing is interfering. Okay, the next long bar, that's this one, goes on here. Okay, behind the latch. We're not going to worry about it mispatterning. We're just going to live with it. We need this brown to come up and over. The next white does just the two. The brown. White over two, brown over many, white over two, brown over many, white over two, brown over many, whites over two, browns over many, whites over two, brown over four, whites over two, browns over four, whites over two, browns over four, whites over two, browns over four. What happened here? Not quite sure. I think I just kind of had a miscount here. goes over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're good. Okay, so this here is locked in, hanging on to the long ones, not onto the waste yarns. We're just going to knit to here. This is row 4. Ouch. Looks like everybody knit off pretty good. Okay, now we're just going to hang the brown ones. Again, overlapping in the center of the 2s. I realized that when we finished the first one, we forgot to finish weaving in the brown one, so we will have to do that manually when we're done. All right, all good. All the tangles are out. Okay, hanging on to just the brown ones. Remember, not too tight. Okay, let's now knit off. Now we hang the long bar again. Next long bar is here. Move that forward. We now go to plain knitting, and we can now load our variegated. But we need to weave in these yarn tails. So we're going to do that now instead of later. Going to bring these all forward. Just weave them up and down. As long as you do it consistently, yes, it's going to add a little bit of strength to the yoke, but this is also the back of the yoke, so I'm not so concerned about adding that little bit of variation to it. Okay, can now transfer all the clips onto the brown ones. Loading up our variegated. This is row 5. Now we're on row 6. So now we're going to knit 1 row and 1 row back and hang another long bar. Oh my lord, I grabbed the wrong yarn. Oh, we will back this up. Well, that was exciting, wasn't it? So we are back on the other side of the bed. This would be row 6. This time we have the right yarn in the holder. We're going to knit row 6. All right. Deep breath. Now we can do a little more with the other yarn again. Just to make sure it's actually all weaved in. Move those all forward. And just do 2 stitches back with each one on the clip. Put the clip on the end of the yarn. One, two. One, two. Yeah, there's a lot of bulk here, but that's why we did the extra row of white. There was some method to my madness, not just madness. 1, 2. All right, so now we're going to knit across again, and then we'll hang the next long bar. We don't have to do any more fancy dancy stuff. Long bar. Hanging it on. Knitting back and forth for rows 8 and 9. Hang the next long bar. That'd be this one. Ten and 11. Now we're just going to hang the last loop. Take a deep breath and knit across. This first layer is now done. We're going to remove it again on waste yarn, and then we're going to fit both halves onto the entire bed. So while I remove it on waste yarn, you can get caught up, and we'll meet back for layer number 2. Next video is layer number 2, 3, 4, and 5.